Hey guys, how's everyone doing? So there's an issue going on online, obviously. I haven't been on Twitter in like a few days, only a few days though. But I mean, I'm on and off, but I don't really like scroll or anything. And I hate it because the one time that I always do go on, there's drama. There's always drama, and it's BTS drama, obviously, because that's all I follow is BTS content. But I'm sad because this is involving a YouTube channel that I watch sometimes, not all the time. Only when it's like BTS content is when I watch it. But yeah, so let me just break it down for y'all. So this page is called DKDKTV. I don't recommend watching the video. Danny is one of the guys on there. So there's Danny and David, okay? And I like David because David is an army and he likes BTS. And so, you know, it's very genuine and I enjoy him. But there's Danny and he's very opinionated. I don't really care for that, but then it's just sometimes certain things he says, I'm kind of like, oh boy, you pushing it. But he invited a journalist called Tamar. She's always been kind of like problematic when it comes to our fandom. So it's not, you know, surprising if there is an issue involved with her. So in the video, I'm just going to say things and give my opinions on it. I wrote down notes because that was a freaking 1 hour long video. I didn't watch the entire thing. I just watched the parts where they talk about BTS, which is almost the entire video. But so the thing they mention is that BTS is doing too much. I'm not surprised because that's something that everyone always says. BTS is doing too much, they're too busy, they're releasing too much content all at once, and it's exhausting the media, is what they said. Exhausting the media, okay? Tamar is a journalist, okay? She writes about K-pop and everything that is involved in K-pop music and how it's also working over here in the Western media. So when she said that BTS is putting out too much content and it's not allowing her to write about other idols, that's a her problem, okay? Like, I feel like that's not something that you should be complaining about, because first of all, BTS is a reason why you even have your job. Because if you wrote articles about other idols, like you said in the video, no one's going to read it. That's why your editor tells you to just write about BTS or insert BTS somewhere in there, because that's what gets you clicks, right, and views, and that's what gets people to read your articles. So you guys should thank BTS for even existing, because same with DKDKTV. BTS is the reason why your YouTube channel exists, okay? If you're going to watch this, you're probably not going to watch this because I'm not a huge channel, but they are the reason why you exist, and they're the reason why your job exists, and they're the reason for more than half of your subscribers. I'm going to say that now because armies make up a lot of the K-pop fandom right now, especially since BTS is so huge. So when you're saying BTS is doing too much, that's not an issue. The issue is that you probably just don't know how to write articles better when it comes to other idols or something. I don't know. I guess their logic is that Big Hit is releasing all of this BTS content to keep armies focused only on BTS. And I thought, that's like common sense. Like, you would always release stuff for your fans to keep your fans. That's not confusing. That's something that anyone would do. So I'm watching this and I'm just like, what do you mean they're doing this just so armies would pay attention to BTS? Like, well, duh. Of course I'm just gonna pay attention to BTS. It's not wrong that Big Hit is doing that. I mean, that's, if you're going to keep thriving, then you're going to keep releasing content. I don't know why, but not all armies, you know, just listen to just BTS. And if they do listen to just BTS, let them. Like, it's I feel like, why are you complaining about what people can and can't do? It's a personal preference on what people want to do with the music they listen to. It's just like someone telling you, all you listen to is Western media music and you don't ever listen to K-pop music, and like, no, go ahead and listen to whatever you want. Maybe you've tried out K-pop music and it's not for you. Cool, you know, like there's a lot of people who don't like BTS, and I'm not complaining about it because I don't care. I'm just like, you listen to whatever you want. So I think when you flip it around, it doesn't sound as bad, right? But when I tell you I only listen to BTS, I get a negative connotation behind that. And it's not fair to armies who really just want to support an artist who's really helped them through a lot of things, whether it's like emotional or mental, you know. I feel like now it's just hate towards BTS. It's not even an opinion anymore. It's just hate about what they're doing. But both Danny and Tamar were both talking about this, saying that BTS is exhausting because they just keep releasing stuff and not allowing them to do whatever. Like, no one is pinning you down, okay, to watch BTS related things. No one's pinning you down to play the games that they release or to log on to websites that they create. Like, no one is doing that, okay? You have the choice of whether or not you want to be a part of this. And if you don't, then don't. Like, pay attention to other things. There's other music being released. Go listen to it. That's exactly what I do. I listen to BTS content, but when it's, you know, when it's done being released, I go and do other things. Like, yeah, I do get overwhelmed because, you know, it is one thing after another. Like, oh, there's a movie, there's a game, now there's Weverse, and there's more Twitter content. I choose to pay attention to that stuff. I choose to be overwhelmed. It's not like there's plenty of people out in the world don't pay attention to it at all and are not overwhelmed and are living perfectly fine, knowing that BTS is doing their thing and they're just proud of them for it. Like, I don't understand why you can't have that concept and why you have to be so negative about it, because BTS's career is just thriving. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out, all right? The next thing that they also talked about was creating a BTS world, like I said, and Weverse, and just to have armies focus solely on BTS and their content. So if we were to turn this around, why are some fans only focusing on their faves and not focusing on BTS? How come they're getting angry that BTS is getting big instead of focusing on how to get their own idols big? That's the thing that people are not doing. Okay, everyone who's hating right now knows that BTS went through crap just to get to where they are now. And the fact that you guys just decided to discredit all of that just shows that you continue to stay ignorant on purpose, or that you really don't want BTS to succeed. And it's, you know, the hate shows, and it's just okay. If you don't want that, then fine. Like, you don't have to pay attention to it. And then the other thing that also bothered me was when Tamar said about Weverse that BTS isn't really posting their stuff. Like, oh yeah, sure, the staff chose to post photos of BTS's feet 6 times, you know, like where's that logic? I don't know, guys, but I just feel like they're just being completely unfair with BTS. Like, it's always been like this. Before BTS got famous, people were just trying to tear them down, and now that they're famous, they're still trying to tear them down. And it's not fair to BTS because they've continuously just tried to just do their job, and they're going to do whatever it takes just to express their music. And if they're going to release games or another app, then let them. It's not, if it's offending you, then that's a personal issue. Like, no one else is getting mad about this. So I don't know. If you're exhausted, then why don't you stop paying attention to BTS and let the rest of us continue with it? Let armies do what we want to do, which is support BTS. Just like how everyone else supports their faves, we are allowed to do that too. I don't know why it's so wrong for us to support them. Like, that's the thing that I don't understand. My entire life, I've gone without listening to BTS, okay, except for these past like 3-4 years. And I've never stand a group like how I stand BTS before. Like, that's the reality. And other K-pop groups have existed before, and if they haven't thrived as much as BTS has, then that just shows that, you know, whatever it is that their fandom was doing, it just wasn't working. They just chose to not get as big as BTS did. And the only reason why BTS got big is because the armies decided to help them, and we decided to become their fan. Like, that's our choice. If you're getting exhausted from all of BTS's stuff, leave. Like, that's all you have to do is just leave, okay? I am Asian, and when I see Asians thriving, especially now with the media, I will always support it, whether or not it's BTS. And stuff like Mulan or Crazy Rich Asians, or like stuff with other stuff like I watch like Wong Fu Productions, you know, getting out there, getting their name out there. It's always so important to me. And if you are wanting to kick down BTS just to get your favorites up, you're not doing it for the purpose of what it should be anymore. Then you're just wanting your idols to be up there. And that's not a bad thing. If you want your idol to be up there, just work for it. Like, that's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do anything else. I'm going to say like one more thing. When they mentioned BTS World, saying that, you know, this is causing sasaengs to continue to do what they want. Sasaengs are going to do whatever they want, with or without BTS World, okay guys? It's not feeding into their delusional heads. They're already delusional. And if anyone else gets delusional, that is a problem that they have to fix within themselves also. And that's why we as armies come in and we tell them what is or isn't right. Like, that's why we're a whole fandom. We're like family. We help each other out. We tell each other what we should and shouldn't do, and what is right and what isn't supporting BTS. And sometimes we may get it wrong, but that's why there's millions of us to just help each other out and support each other. That's the whole basis of a fandom, is to love and cherish our idols, our artists, but also each other. Like, that's the whole point of coming together and loving one thing. No matter what, people are always going to belittle BTS for their success, and that hurts me a lot because they worked super hard to get to where they are. And the fact that these people know that they worked hard to get to where they are, and they're like, oh, BTS got famous too fast, they're staying up there too long. Like, no, there's many other artists who are still up on the charts who no one complains about. But when it's BTS, it's always something to complain about, right guys? Because they don't deserve it, apparently. I don't know, but I'm just really disappointed in Danny for saying that, especially after he went to a BTS concert and saying like that was the best concert I've ever been to. That just shows the hard work that they do and how much they continue to just focus on their job and to continue to be great artists and you know, like performers on stage. That just shows that they put their blood, sweat, and tears, BTS reference, their blood, sweat, and tears into their work. Like, you went and you were witness to the hard work that they've been putting out. And the fact that you would say that and just like tell them like, oh, you guys, by the way, your stuff's exhausting me. Like, come on, man. I don't know. I'm just very disappointed. And Tamar, I mean, we already knew about her. She was already like a problem on Twitter, so I'm not even gonna say anything about her. But yeah, I'm just very disappointed that this happened. And to David, I know that he is a fan of BTS. I'm sorry that your name has to be involved in this, and I know you probably don't want it to be, but just know that you are involved now, and I guess all you have to do is just prove your way out of it. But I do enjoy you, David, if you're going to watch this. Like, people who are watching this, David is someone who is a fan of BTS, and every time they talk about him, or anytime Danny tries to say anything bad about him, I always see David always trying to like tell him like, no, I think not, you better take your opinion back. Other artists have always been big, and whenever they get big, that's when people usually hate. When you're successful, people don't like it, and the hate really shows through other people that they don't want you to thrive, or they don't want you to become big. But if it was the opposite, right? If Tamara was a huge journalist and people were telling her, you're writing too much, you need to stop, would she stop? No, that's not how it works. If they're saying DKDKTV is getting too big, they need to stop uploading videos, would you stop? No, because that's your job. Like, that's just how it is. Like, I don't understand. I'm getting so mad. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very disappointed. Anyways, I hope that all this will just blow off, you know, whatever. It just sucks because you trust these people, these journalists and YouTubers and interviewers, especially as armies, and then we always always get backstabbed at the end, because they always end up saying something bad about BTS, and it's like we can't trust anyone anymore. I'm just so afraid that, you know, everyone's going to end up hating every single YouTuber and interviewer, and I don't know, like, I just want to support BTS, guys. I just came here to support BTS, okay? If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have this YouTube channel. And it just hurts when people just discredit them for everything. I've seen it online a lot, so I'm just so disappointed, like, almost every day with someone new when they come and join BTS's work or say something about BTS. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope, armies, we will do fine. We always do fine. All we need is each other, right? And BTS. All we need is to just continue to support BTS. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.